ਡੰਡਾਉਤ ਬੰਧਨ ਅਨਕ ਬਾਰ ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਡੋਲਣ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ ਤੇਰੇ ਜੋਰ ਮੈਂ ਗੁੰਗਾ ਕਹਿਤਾ ਹੂੰ ਤੇਰਾ ਸਦਕਾ ਤੇਰੀ ਸ਼ਰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ We're blessed to be gathered together in the social media platform of Live Sikhi, where we're learning from the teachings of our gurus, implementing them in our lives so we can break free from the 8.4 million birth and death life cycle and join with the Supreme Soul, Akal Purkh Vaheguru Paramatma, and become liberated and one with our original form. Today is the month, or the turning of the month, and we have reached the month of Bhadon. And Sahib Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj teaches in this month, Bhadwe Param Pulaniya Dujai Laga Het. In this month of Bhadon, Bhadwe Param Pulaniya. Param means confusion and Pulaniya means lost. That we can become lost and confused in this month of Bhadon. So on our spiritual path, on the path that we're walking, if you will, towards Akal Purkh Vaheguru, we can become lost and confused and go astray on that path. Why? If we Dujai Laga Het. Dujai means a secondary. Laga, if we join with a secondary, and Het means love. If we show love, or we become attached, or we give love, or we do devotional worship to a secondary source, a secondary being, a secondary aspect, rather than the primal aspect or the primary aspect, or Ik Oankar, the one Almighty Lord who has no opposition, who is the creator, the nourisher and the deliverer of us back into themselves. So Akal Purkh Vaheguru Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji is teaching us that in this month of Bhadon, if we join with a secondary source, if we split our love from Vaheguru and we share it or we give it elsewhere, then on our spiritual progression we will become lost and we will become confused and we will go astray and we will find it difficult to join with Akal Purkh Vaheguru. And that is obvious in life. Even if we take a very simple or silly example of food, if we like something, if we like cakes and we like chocolate cake, or if we don't like chocolate cake, if we like vanilla flavor, but if both of them come in front of us and we have a choice of chocolate or vanilla, and we sometimes get split between the two, and that can happen with anything. We take a little nibble one and then we take a little nibble of the other, because our love, our attachment is split, and we don't necessarily get the peace or the excitement or the enjoyment of one specific, because we've split our thought and our want and our desires over two. In the same way, if we take our love from Vaheguru and split it and send it elsewhere to a secondary source, a secondary place, then we won't enjoy the exciting, the bliss that we'll get from Vaheguru, because some of our love is directed elsewhere. And we know from Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji, Jen Prem Kiyo Ten Hi Prabh Payo, those who show love and have devotional worship towards only Vaheguru, they will be the ones who find Vaheguru. And we should have this mindset. पाएंगे है जब ते तुमरे तब ते को आंख तेरे नहीं आन्यो राम रहीम पुराण कुरान अनेक कह मत एक न मान्यो सिमरत शास्त्र वेद सवै बहुभेद कह हम एक न जान्यो श्रेयस पान कृपा तुमरी कर मैं न कहो सब तोहे बखान्यो. That I've sacrificed, I've given up everything. I've heard of other doctrines, other faiths, other belief systems and non-belief systems, but I don't agree or believe in any of those, because my love and devotion is only towards you, Akal Purkh Vaheguru, through our Guru of Guru Shabad and the teachings our Gurus have given us, and Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji and the Guru Khalsa. So in this month of Bhadon, if we show love elsewhere, if we have a secondary place where we give our love, then we will be lost and we will be confused and we won't be able to follow that path, as we will go astray from the path. So param, scholars have talked about different types of param and different ways in which we can get confused. The first type is called ped param. Ped param is when we don't believe God exists within us, in our Atma, in our soul. Now we know from the teachings of our Guru that our soul, our Atma within us is the part that is the same as Vaheguru, the Paramatma, the Supreme Soul. And when we realize the Atma within us, that is when we realize God within ourselves and experience God within ourselves. But the first type of confusion is not believing God exists within us, and we go outside, we go elsewhere for looking for God, or we fall in love with materialism or Maya or the illusion, and we don't have that belief that God exists within us, so we don't do that meditation or the recitation of Guruji's Shabd because we don't believe. We're already confused. The second type of param is called Kartatav param, where we accept that God exists within us, and because we accept that God exists within us, we develop ego and start believing we are God ourselves. We may develop certain power, and because of that power and following as such, we believe God is us, and we show that power, just like Harnakas did. Because he had a lot of power and a lot of shaktiya, he believed he was God himself. He believed he was bigger than God, and that is the second type of confusion we can get, that we believe we are the all-powerful because our ego is too much for us to handle. The third type is called Sangaparam, where we become attached to our body and we believe in the body and we don't want to leave the body. We don't realize that this body is just a carrier of our soul within this life, and in previous lives we have had different carrier bodies, but we are so attached to this body we don't want to leave this specific body, as we believe I am the body, that the body is me rather than I am the soul within the body. I believe the body is me, and I become so attached that I don't want to leave this body. The fourth type is called Bikar or Vikar Param. That is where we, in this world, we believe that although God has created this world, God doesn't exist within the world, and God's creation is the negative aspect of Vaheguru. So this is all negativity, and we don't realize that God exists in the world, or we don't believe that. We're confused to that. So we don't see God in all. We don't treat others with respect because we see everything as negative, and hence we believe everything is negative, and then we don't really accept that we should be here as sevadars or serve the world and do selfless service and do seva within the world, because we believe it as all the negative aspect of Vaheguru. That is what we call the Vikar Param. And then the final type of param or confusion is called Satyatav param, where we understand that God exists in this world, but then we start believing that the materialistic aspect of the world, the Maya aspect of the world, is true, and that is God as well. So although this world is an illusion, it will come and go, and many worlds have been created and destroyed by the Almighty. We start believing in this world as the complete truth. We don't realize it's an illusion, and one day it will end, and we believe everything is within this. So we become confused by the creation itself. So these are the 5 types of param, or the 5 types of confusion that can lead us astray from Vaheguru. The first one, again, that God is not within us. The second one, that we start believing we are God. The third one, we become attached to our bodies, that we don't want to leave the body, that we feel the body itself is the greatest power. And then we believe the negativity of this world, and we don't realize that God exists in the world, so we stop serving within the world. And then the final one, we actually believe the world is completely true and it's not an illusion, and we fall attached to the Maya, the materialistic aspect within the world. And this is how we can become confused and lost on the spiritual path in this month of Bhadon, if we take away love from Vaheguru and we split, or we share our focus and devotion and we give it to another. We give it to a secondary place, and therefore we will fall astray. Let us hope and pray that Guru Sahib Ji bless us, that we don't lose our love and devotion towards Akal Purkh Vaheguru, that we don't get lost or get confused in this month of Bhadon, that we are blessed with Akal Purkh Vaheguru's blessings, that we live Sikhi, Deho Sajanasi Siriyan Jehovah Sahib Sumed, Lekha Katahna Shutiya Khen Khen Pulanhar, Baksanhar Baksala, Nanak Par Utar, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.